From Bro Brimmel to Dapper Dan, the evolution of dandyism has always been about more than clothing. It's about control, rebellion, and self-mythology. But with this year's Met Gala theme, superfine, tailoring black style, we have to ask, who's tailoring whom? And what exactly does this mean? The word superfine evokes an uncomfortable history. It calls to mind a time when enslaved Africans were dressed in European-style clothing and praised for looking refined. A visual transformation forced for the approval of white society. The phrase tailoring black style walks a tightrope between celebration and colonization. Now, we must ask, are we being honored or are we being edited? Now, at its core, black dandyism reflects a centuries-long attempt to not just participate in society, but to rewrite the rules of engagement. But in being put on display, once again by the Costume Institute, is this dandy legacy being exalted or made palatable for mass consumption? From zoot suits to work boots, streetwear is not a phase. Black American fashion has always walked the line between necessity and rebellion. In the 1930s and 40s, zoot suits weren't just flamboyant, they were defiant. Born from the South and reimagined in Harlem, they transformed working class constraints into exaggerated silhouettes, communicating swagger, confidence, and protest. Fast forward to the present, as black streetwear is globally referenced, often credited to Japanese subcultures or skaters, but please make no mistake, its core, from silhouettes to attitude, was completely shaped by black Americans responding to labor, struggle, and identity. What's often missing from today's glamorized version is acknowledgement of its roots in economic survival and cultural resistance. Streetwear did not just trickle up, it was pulled up from the mud. Black dandyism, rooted in Southern black blues and style codes, reshaped Eurocentric fashion with rhythm and resistance. These weren't just outfits, they were declarations. The Harlem Renaissance turned this flair into a cultural currency. But even then, it wasn't just fashion, it was strategy. When Ali Richmond challenged the Met Gala's theme, asking whether the institution was celebrating or sanitizing black identity, he echoed a much deeper concern. Is this about freedom or expression, or about digestibility? Are we being invited to the table, or are we being served? Now, the question isn't if black women will get their female dandy moment in fashion history. It's whether the world will finally catch up to the fact that they've always had it. From enslaved women styling their masters' wives to leading billion-dollar beauty brands, black women have always dictated the aesthetics of society without the credit. A female dandy is not just well-dressed. She's self-defined. She's the muse and the maker. Black fashion identity is layered and loaded. From enslaved ancestors dressed in superfine coats to black men confined to dandy archetypes, and black women still waiting for fashion's full recognition, Our story has always been tailored. But please understand, never by us alone. Now the question really is, did the Met Gala give Black style the room to be expansive, expressive, and rooted in truth? Or did we just remain cut to fit? Now let's be real. If Black dandyism began with enslaved people forced into European dress, are we truly celebrating Black style? Or are we merely consuming a version that's been sweetened for white society? Yes, we've always reclaimed and elevated what was handed to us. But we also need to question why the same institutions that profited from our labor now package and display our culture in neat, digestible bites. But what do you guys think? Is this a divisive take, or it is a necessary step toward understanding the true roots of dandyism and honoring the real full story of Black identity? My name is DJ Selby, and this is Cloud Negative 9. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your post notifications for more hip hop fashion news and stories just like this one. I'm going to catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.